firstly, the energy comes from the fact that the ammonia they were using will react with oxygen in the air to produce nitrogen oxides, and that process will generate large amounts of energy. The reason that it happened was it seems there was initially a fire, which of course heated up the contents of the ammonia cylinders, and when you warm
and
ammonia...
that's just to be clear, that's contained in cylinders, in metal?
Quite often they'll be spherical, in fact, because you have to keep ammonia, if you're going to keep it at normal temperatures, room temperatures, you have to keep it under pressure. At normal atmospheric pressure, ammonia is a gas. It boils at minus 33 degrees, so either you have to keep it below minus 33 degrees or you have to keep it under pressure. But if the temperature increases, then the pressure will increase and eventually something's going to go pop. And when that happened to this ammonia tank, the flames would have then set alight to the ammonia and you get that enormous explosion.
OK, so there would have been, to sort of start the process, would there have been an initial fire? Not necessarily, you're saying?
There would have to be a fire in order to set the ammonia. Ammonia is not going to spontaneously explode, to combust. It's not going to, so it's going to need a flame to set it off. Yeah.
OK.
But the elements there, these are used in agriculture routinely.
Indeed.
And they are stored in places. So you have a problem on the face of it.
The form that they're normally used in agriculture would be the reaction of ammonia with an acid such as nitric acid or sulfuric acid to generate quite stable crystalline forms. Ammonium nitrate would be the most commonly used source. Now that is kinetically quite stable and it's quite hard to get it to explode. But once it's given a kick up the backside to get it to react, there is huge amounts of energy produced. And you will get explosions.
There's so many questions to ask, really. Let's just briefly touch on, because it has been used in terrorist offences, hasn't it?
It has,
as well?
yeah. The IRA,
not that this has
London
anything to do with
IRA
it, but it gives you a sense
was a
of
fertiliser bomb, yes.
Which one was the
London bomb that
right.
The IRA, what was it, 20 years ago now? I think.
Yeah.
That was ammonium nitrate predominantly. But that they would have required an explosion to set it off, and then once you give it that kick up the backside, then all the energy comes out.
Now, it's not your area of expertise to talk about where this kind of material is kept, but there has been surprise that given what you've talked about and the possibility and the risks associated, that it should be kept in those kind of environments. Presumably within biological, there must be restrictions on where you can keep things and possibly the quantities, because that's relevant too.
Those would certainly be considerations in this country. I find it personally surprising that they allowed a plant which contains such highly energetic materials so close to built-up areas with residential. I know, for example, that in this country there's an explosive factory at Ardere in Scotland, and there are sand dunes between the factory and habited areas.